All right, Sunday night prep work. Coach Micheal Burt. I hope you're doing great. I'm here at my home office tonight. All right, Sunday night. Let me get this one down. I always like to check my work. If you're joining me for Sunday night prep work, this is a relaxed and laid back coaching session that I do on Sunday nights. Pick a topic, typically that something's come in over the weekend that I think is interesting, or I read something or I heard something. And then I kind of tackle that on Sunday night to get us ready for the week. And if you're like me, I got 3 kids. I spend most of the day on Sunday with my kids. They do take a nap during the middle of the day. We have we've been having a special babysitter come over from 11:30 to 2:30, and that gives us time, Natalie and I, time to do whatever we want to. So today I went and worked out. And then I have time to think. I have time to listen to podcasts. I have time to prepare for the week. So on Sunday nights, what I like to do is I like to just come and talk about a concept. And I hope you enjoy these. You can chime in with your comments, where you're from, what you got going on, if there's something specific you want me to talk about. But tonight I'm going to talk about 5 big dreams. And I started watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary, I think last night or the night before, and I just got into it because I wind down at the end of the night watching something, and I could tell right out of the gate that I was going to like it, because the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this documentary is that everybody has dreams and everybody has ambitions. The challenge is that not everybody believes they can go achieve those dreams and ambitions. So somewhere along the way, Cicely Simpson, people check out on their dreams and ambitions. And as I'm going to watch the rest of the documentary tonight about Schwarzenegger. He just talked about really the confidence that a person needs to go pursue their dreams and ambitions. Now, I'm going to combo that with a book I'm reading called 10X is Easier Than 2X. And it's Benjamin Hardy and Sullivan. As you know, I'm reading 3 or 4 or 5 books at a time. And Sullivan is making this argument that it's easier to 10 times a business than it is to 2 times a business. But it has a lot to do with your level of thinking. And what he is saying in that book is that you could 2 times a business by just working harder. But listen, for all the rugged individualists out there, okay, all the cheap people that don't want to hire anybody, don't want to grow, he calls that an anti-growth mindset. If you are a person that thinks, this is what drives me crazy about all the real estate agents in the world that have no assistant, no help, no staff, no nothing, and they're going out there and they're just freaking trying to go from here to there, and they're getting 45 or 50 deals a year, which is admirable, but it almost kills them. And at some point, this rugged individualism is a anti-growth system. Well, in the book, he's talking about Carl Jung, which is a psychologist. And somewhere along the way, Brian White, he mentions to me, he mentions in the book that Carl Jung believes that everybody has 5 big dreams. And I'm sitting there like, now this is interesting, John Lyle. And I started thinking about my 5 big dreams. Like if I ask you tonight, what are your 5 big dreams? Do you even believe they're possible? Are you even pursuing them? Have you given up? See, people ask me all the time, Amanda Beener, what's the difference between lazy people and complacent people? Lazy people have basically given up on their dreams. Or no one has ever taught them how to work hard. They've never learned a work ethic, which is something, thank God, that my mother instilled in me early in my life. So lazy people have kind of just said, man, I'm giving up. I'm giving up on my dreams. I'm giving up on my hopes. I'm giving up. Amanda, you should be able to hear me because I could hear myself on here. It's like, man, I'm giving up on my looks. I'm giving up on my body. I'm giving up on my dreams. I'm giving up on, right? Like lazy people, in essence, have just given up. Okay? And you think complacent people know how to win. but they have kind of checked out. It's like, man, I'm just going to settle for where I am. Now, you could settle at 50,000, you could settle at 100,000, you could settle at 200,000, you could settle at $1 million. But when he started thinking about Young believing that everybody has 5 big dreams, I started thinking, Mike, what are my 5 big dreams? See, I remember when I was 19 years old, my first big dream, really, was to become a head coach. Then my next dream was to win a championship. Then my next dream was to build a business that was doing $1 million in revenue. Then my dream was to speak on big stages when I spoke at 10X. Then my dream was to, how do I have a television show? Then my dream was to write a Wall Street Journal best-selling book. Now my dream's to scale greatness factories, to take a success school to the masses, to maybe create some type of technology that's tied into coaching. One of my dreams now is to own retreat to attack centers around the world, which are these cool places people can go and rejuvenate and then mastermind with each other. Okay? So I'm thinking about you, and if I ask you tonight, what are your 5 big dreams? What are your 5 big dreams? Dan Sullivan, which was one of my coaches, he started only working 165 days a year, taking off 200 days a year. That was his dream. So as I'm watching this Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary, I'm starting thinking, how many people have given up on their dreams? And it's like Bet David had the book, Your Next 5 Moves. What would be your next big move? See, I developed a program for people called What's Next. I just finished a book called From A to B. It'll probably be ready this week that I'm going to be promoting, because I'm going to do a series, Joe Peace, I'm going to do a series of small books in the interim of writing a big major published book. I'm going to do a series of smaller books. And I have in my notebook probably 20 to 30 or 40 titles of books I want to tackle. And so I wrote down, the 5 big dreams. Just a little book that helps you get clear. Like, what is it that I want to do? What are you trying to do? But then go back to even believing, is it possible? Who can help me do it? Who can help me do it? That's what I think, Micheal Burgess. So, a couple notes from tonight. Number 1, don't give up on the dream. Number 2, don't think that the dream is going to be easy. It's probably going to take longer than you thought it was. It's probably going to be harder than you thought it was. But it is available to you. Number 3, don't think that it's only available to other people. Okay? And it's not available to you because you don't have something they have. Like I'm sitting there looking at some people that are doing big things. I'm like, man, I could do that. See, at some point you got to go from emulating other people to becoming one of those people. Okay? Now, you've heard me talk about this, Daniel Hodges, from 21 to 26 as a basketball coach. The self-talk I had is, I'll be a good coach, but I'll never be a championship coach, because they've never won a championship around here. I had to change that. 25, 26 years old, got rid of that. Started a business, I'll be a millionaire, but I'll never be worth 25 million. Boom, change that. I'll write books, but I'll never write best-selling books. Okay, everybody see that? Then I said, I'm going to write a Wall Street Journal bestseller because I can figure this out. And I sit back and I go, man, if they can do it, I can do it. This is a big shift you got to make in your life, man. And along the way, there'll be resistance, and there'll be people that don't believe in you, and there's going to be people that make fun of you, and there's going to be people that try to downgrade what you're doing. But that's okay. And if you help enough people, I was listening to something today, Tommy Davidson. I was listening to John Legere from T-Mobile on a Clubhouse, and he was dogging Grant Cardone, and he was saying all these really, really negative things to Cardone, and I was sitting there thinking, man, just pick up the phone and call him. If you got a beef with him like that, don't get on a Clubhouse and act a fool. Just pick up the phone and call him and talk to him. Like I was sitting there thinking, here's 2 big time dudes And I think the guy that turned T-Mobile around he must have been a genius, a marketing genius. But it made him look awful. Just sitting there attacking somebody on Clubhouse. I saw JT Fox do the same thing, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, I was raised different than that, man. I'm not going to get on a Clubhouse and attack somebody. I'm going to pick up the phone and say, look, man, I got a problem. And by the way, if I just don't agree with something that another person does, oh, so what? Everybody's got an opinion about something. But it's like, man, don't, people that make fun of other people's dreams, people that try to belittle other people's dreams, people that publicly knock other people's dreams. Like I made a comment the other day about the Greatness Factory, and a woman got on there and said, you don't have to pay thousands of dollars for somebody else to tell you that you're great. And I was like, woman, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, that ain't the purpose of the Greatness Factor, for people to tell you you're great. It's for great people to go somewhere and work and learn and grow and connect. And for the people who want to go to the Greatness Factory, who are you to tell them that they shouldn't do it? So I just think when I think what I see a lot of people do is they allow the comments of other people to prohibit their dreams. Okay? When I first started winning games at Riverdale, I had a website. I remember having a website, and I just started speaking. So I kind of had a website that said I was a motivational speaker. And you would be shocked how many negative comments people made. And many of those people are my friends today. But when I first did it, man, they were so rude and so negative toward me. And I said, man, I'm going to speak on stages around the world. I'm going to make millions of dollars speaking. And I just had to do it before they didn't say anything about it. So I don't know what it is for you tonight, but there's two things I would tell you now that we kind of got into it. We kind of got warmed up, Jason Robinson. One would be, don't make fun of other people's dreams, because it makes you look bad when you make fun of other people's dreams, especially publicly. When you knock on other people for doing big things, it don't make them look bad. It makes you look bad. It makes you look small. Okay? And that's kind of how I felt about the guy from T-Mobile getting on Clubhouse and doing that to Cardone. I'm not saying you got to agree with everything Cardone does or says, but I could sit there and say I didn't agree with everything the guy from T-Mobile did. So it's like, keep that business private. Okay? When people run ads to promote their products and services, if you don't like the ad, don't buy it. You don't need to go on there and just be negative toward them. Just don't buy it. Just cross it over, right? But the concept I'm talking about tonight, guys, is having 5 big dreams and believing you can pursue those dreams and making a decision. I'm not going to knock other people for their dreams. I'm gonna go where I feel appreciated, not tolerated. And there's 7 billion people on planet Earth, and if I got a song in my heart I want to sing, I'm going to go sing that song, irregardless of what some other people say about it. Okay? And then the people who knock on you, someone will come back and admire you and respect you for having the guts to just keep going. Okay? So, what are your 5 big dreams? What are your 5 big dreams, guys? Now, I'm headed out to Newport Beach, California. One of my dreams at some point was to travel the world, go to cool cities, speak in Los Angeles. Man, I grew up in a small town, guys. I didn't go to Miami and New York City and I didn't go to Los Angeles, Jimmy. I didn't go to these places. So for me to be going out to Newport Beach and doing a co-event with Tim Story, who's a celebrity life coach, who I met at 10X when I first wasn't speaking at 10X. Like, I wasn't even speaking the first year. I went to the conference. I paid. I saw Tim Story walk across the room. I saw Tim Grover. I walked right up and introduced myself. Man, you don't know me? Can you imagine somebody walking up to you and telling you, man, you don't know me, but we're going to be doing something at some point in the future? I wasn't bold enough to say that. I just walked up and said, man, I'm Coach Burt. I believe everybody needs a coach in life. It's nice to meet you. Okay. 2 years later, I was on a stage with those guys at Mandalay Bay, 10,000 people. Now I'm flying out to Newport Beach to do a 3-day event with Tim Story, celebrity life coach, who's been on Oprah Winfrey Super Soul Sunday, got great connections in Los Angeles. I've done events with Tim Grover. I've been endorsed by some of the biggest people in the world. These were dreams. That's what I'm trying to tell you tonight. That they weren't realities. They were dreams. Okay? And And if I could ever just instill in you this hunger to pursue these dreams without hesitation, then I think I will have done my job, because I would have activated your prey drive and allow you to pursue it. So I'm going to Newport Beach. If you're out at Newport Beach or the West Coast, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to say hi. Just email Brittany at coachburt.com. She's going to be there with me. Brittany Hall. I will be going from there to Houston, Texas for Ben Deal, one of our clients. I'm going to be having dinner at Matt Bryce's restaurant with some of our monster producers. I'm going to be doing an event at the Britmore, which is Incredible Car Club. I'm going to be having doing an event for Enrique of Herbalife, one of the top Herbalife people in the world. It was all a dream, man. Started in the mind and then made into physical creation through small actions every day. We're building a greatness factory in Nashville. I'll be down there on Tuesday looking at it, because they've been working the last 2 weeks on that. So I look forward to that. That thing's going to be up and cranking soon. So we're taking shared office space. The first 50 people will work at $4.99 per month. Folks, that's a steal. Come in and work at the Greatness Factory for $4.99 a month, or have an office in the Greatness Factory, meaning you can pop in and work there anytime from around the world. I've got 10 offices for rent. I've already rented 2 of those. The third one's on its way. I got 4 and 5, I think, people who are interested. So if you're interested in having an office in the Greatness Factory, you do get perks and benefits, meaning auditorium, podcast studios. And then the third level, Jimmy, is 116-person auditorium. It's going to be incredible. Dining hall that overlooks Fifth Avenue in Nashville that opens up. It's going to be incredible. Flex space for you to work from or have small meetings. Man, this is where the future is, man. Greatness factories and success schools, physical places. This is where the future lives for me. This is 2 of my big dreams, and I got some other ones. Retreat centers, retreat to attack. So I'm always interested. Now, last piece. One of my big dreams. I'm going to announce it right here. I'm going to start raising some capital and getting involved. There's 2 things I'm going to do that's new. One, raise capital for people who are interested in buying real estate, specifically retreat sites, retreat centers. We're going to call them retreat to attack. Okay, John Law, reach out to me. I'll make sure. We need to make sure we get you in there. Or Kelly Eisler or Brittany Hall, who's on here, can reach out to you for the Greatness Factory to get you a spot in there. $4.99 a month. So one, I'm going to be raising some capital. So if you're interested in, if you got some money sitting on the sidelines, you want to get into a real estate deal. People send me real estate deals all day, all week, every week. Okay. And number 2, I'm going to be doing some venture coaching, which means I'm going to look at businesses that are doing, let's call it $1 million to $5 million, that are looking for a lift, and they want me to come in and help grow those businesses. We're going to call that venture coaching. So a piece of equity or a percentage of the upside. I'm interested in taking on about 5 companies that way. And I think it's going to be cool. We're going to come in, add some structures, add our philosophies on lead generation. That's number 2. Okay. And number 3 is I'm growing my sales force. We got a lot of leads. I'm looking for skilled labor. So if you're out there and you want to join our team in the sales department, I want you to reach out to us, Ryan at coachburt.com. Let's get a meeting. Let's go through the cycle. Let's see if we can get you going. And if you're skilled and hungry and you believe in me and you believe everybody needs a coach in life, I'm expanding. I've got new team members, and man, we're really hungry. We're humble, and we're teachable. So these are all new things I'm going to be doing. Raising capital, okay? Venture coaching. So buying real estate, venture coaching, expanding our sales force, because we've got a lot of leads and we're looking for skilled people to close them, okay? So Ryan at coachburt.com, he can go ahead and get you into the cycle to interview you and get you going if you want to join the team, okay? All right, it's been a long Sunday. It's 8:35 on Sunday night. Let's have a great week. I think my wife and I are doing something tomorrow, promote a conference in Mexico that I'm doing with the Starks, and I'm doing some coaching for a top real estate team up in Maine. I've got an hour and a half meeting with Rob Luna, who you'd see on Fox Business. We're talking strategy, some of the things I talked about tonight, raising capital, scaling greatness factors. We got a lot going on, folks. I'm excited about the future. I really am. And I've been doing this a long time, but I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about the dreams. I'm excited about the manifestation of these dreams. So sit down and play around tonight with the notepad. What are your 5 big dreams? And do you even believe it's possible? And who can help you? Not how to do it. who can help you do it. And I hope I'm one of your who's, by the way, okay? So God bless you. Everybody needs a coach. Thanks for joining me tonight. And hey, don't make fun of other people's dreams. Makes you look small. Don't belittle people in public. Makes you look small. If you got a problem with people, pick up the phone and call them and deal with it that way. And if you don't, and if you just don't believe in the dream, just move on, man. Just move on to something else, okay? You don't want people doing that to you. Trust me, okay? All right, let's have a great night. Everybody needs a coach in life, guys. Thank you for Sunday night prep. Went 20 minutes tonight. Let's make it a good week.